Good afternoon. My name is Larry Klayman. I'm the founder of both Judicial Watch and now Freedom Watch. I'm currently the chairman and general counsel of Freedom Watch. That name was taken, by the way, from the NBC hit drama series West Wing, where Aaron Sorkin, the executive producer as well as writer, created a character after me called Harry Claypool of Freedom Watch. And after I ran for the U.S. Senate in Florida, I didn't win. I came out, I thought that was a great name, and I started Freedom Watch. And that's what I've been doing over these last many years. But we're having to ramp up now because we see that there's a war that's been ignited by the left against conservatives, libertarians, people of faith, and others. This is a war. Let's make no mistake about it. They want to destroy conservatives. They want to destroy the presidency of Donald Trump. They want to bring this country down the apparatus, a la Atlas Shrugged, and build it up with a socialist empire, an atheist socialist empire. And where do we see that most prominently but at the University of California at Berkeley? That kind of is the meeting place for these radical leftists these days. And not just with regard to beating up people who came to watch a reporter from Breitbart News, who we're representing, a very valiant lady by the name of Kiara Robles, and we're bringing a lawsuit for her because she was beaten up and it's on video. And we did a YouTube earlier in the week about that. But speakers, now it's Ann Coulter. And Ann Coulter was prevented from speaking. At one point, the Young Americans for Freedom and the Berkeley Republicans brought a lawsuit, but it was a lawsuit without teeth. Didn't ask for a temporary restraining order, for the court to order that Ann Coulter speak. It was just thrown out there, and then ultimately we understand from her interview on Hannity last night, and we're going to insert that in this YouTube, that the YAF, that's what it's called, and the Berkeley Republicans decided not to proceed with that, that even they apparently are intimidated by what's been going on.
You did not cancel. Tell us what happened.
Well, Berkeley, as you know, all along they've been changing their position every 5 minutes. It's like a game of musical chairs, and whenever the music stops, the answer is no, she can't speak. My allies, whom I love, were on the same side, but they ran away, they gave in, and then there was nothing I could do. I think we had carried this pretty far. The final lawsuit, which is a great lawsuit, didn't request an order from a judge in joining Berkeley to provide a speaking place for me, and the factual record was fabulous. The principle of the First Amendment, I mean, the cases are legion. It's not like a president trying to put limits on who gets into the country. That's kind of something new for the country, not too new. But with the First Amendment, there's so many cases, and unless the judge was you know, Howard Dean, I think we're winning that case. But YAF wouldn't allow the TRO, the request for a court order, to be filed to provide a room and security for me. And Berkeley's lawyers saw that and realized they're not serious, they're backing out. But, I mean, all along, YAF has been wanting to issue a sternly worded statement rather than have me speak. Starting with the requirements Berkeley put on, you remember that was the first step of this, that they would never put on a liberal speech. It had to be in the daytime. It had to be only students. They wouldn't announce the venue, and they kept saying, oh, this is outrageous, let's issue a statement. And I kept saying, no, I want to speak. Just keep agreeing. Just say yes, yes, yes. But at the end, YAF pulled out, said they wouldn't be associated with anything I did at Berkeley, and they wouldn't let the college Republicans bring a separate action either. So, I mean, even finding another lawyer, which I did, finding funding, what can you do?
But I'll tell you something about this. That suit wouldn't have succeeded anyway because it was assigned randomly, supposedly, to an ultra-leftist judge appointed by Bill Clinton, who was an undergrad and a grad of the University of California at Berkeley, a grad in law school. Now, this is the state of our judiciary today. Highly politicized, making decisions not on the basis of the law, but on the basis of their political beliefs. We've seen this most recently with regard to sanctuary cities. Another corrupted leftist judge in San Francisco issued an order enjoining President Trump's withholding of funding from sanctuary cities, cities that have sanctuary cities, municipalities and states. And of course we know with the temporary moratorium on immigration from 6 predominantly Muslim countries. That was enjoined by a friend of President Obama, a federal judge in Hawaii, without basis. And this is the state of the judiciary. And this is why, from the very days that I started Judicial Watch in 1994 up to today, I've been trying to educate the American people that we do not have the best justice system in the world. We have politicians in robes. We, in theory, the way our founding fathers created the system, we have a Cadillac of a legal system, but we have drunken drivers known as judges at the wheel. Now, there are a few good judges out there. They're few and far between. But we don't choose these judges in a way that is neutral. It's done by politics. They generally come from law firms that have donated a lot of money, or labor unions or whatever. It's basically patronage that gets these judges their jobs. So it comes as no surprise that when they become a federal judge, they wear their politics on their sleeve and they pervert the law to suit their political objective. They have to pay back the people that got them their jobs, both those who gave money to get them their jobs from their law firms or companies or labor unions, and the politicians, whether it's President Clinton or President Obama in this case. About 75% of the federal judges on the bench today are judges who were appointed by Clinton and Obama, and they're very leftist. And I have a plan for appointing judges in a better way. We need to send them to judge school, people that are qualified to learn how to be a judge, to be impartial, to not just mete out justice, but the appearance of justice. We need term limits. Judges can't believe that they're there for life. That'll take a constitutional amendment, but because they think they're there for life and immune, they do whatever they want. We need insurance to protect people who are the victims of grossly negligent decisions. We should insure these judges for litigants who can't afford to take appeals and have arbitration panels. We need to get them psychologically tested because there are judges who are emotionally imbalanced. They come into the court, their wife or husband wouldn't listen to them and they just pontificate. I had a judge like that in the Central District of California, which was the trigger to start Judicial Watch many years ago, William D. Keller. He was also a drunk and an anti-Semite, as reported in the media. And you have these kinds of situations out there where, frankly, we have a Cadillac of a legal system, but drunken drivers at the wheel, literally with regard to Judge Keller. So this is the kind of thing that we need to rectify. And we in this country, we delude ourselves into thinking that we have the purest and best legal system. President Trump is right when he criticizes these judges. It's about time that we had somebody who's the President of the United States that faced reality. Because what do you do when you have a judiciary that represents the elite and the powerful that got them their jobs and leaves the rest of us behind, treating us as second-class citizens, making decisions which are discriminatory, which harm this country? And in particular, the leftist judges that are out there today are a real threat to our country. They're destroying it. We have a Judicial Selection Strike Force Coalition. Please go to freedomwatchusa.org. Join that coalition. Contribute heavily because we need to recommend judges to the bench, to President Trump, that he can appoint, that are neutral, that follow the law, whether you're conservative, liberal, or moderate. Shouldn't matter. The law is the law. And our system is now being destroyed by leftist judges who are furthering the political agenda of the Clintons and the Obamas. We are in dire straits, and without a justice system that will protect us from the tyranny of the other two branches of government and ourselves, this republic will not exist much longer. So go to freedomwatchusa.org. Please give us a good contribution because we need your help. We need to vet these judges. There are 100 vacancies right now, and recommend good judges to President Trump. God bless you. God bless America. God save America.